It is that time of the year when NBA free agency grades are handed out as fans get an idea of how their teams could stack up with the competition ahead of the new campaign. The Golden State Warriors currently have an incomplete on their report card, however. Until the organization settles the Jonathan Kuminga situation, there is not much general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. can do to address the roster. He may have plans lined up, though. NBA correspondent Mark Stein believes the Warriors will add 2 specific veteran players before off-season's end. I appeared Tuesday on 95.7 FM, the game in the Bay Area, and will repeat here what I said there. We are indeed 3 full weeks into free agency now, but I still expect Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton to wind up in Golden State when their signing commitments are made public and official, he writes in the Stein line. Clutch Points NBA insider Brett Siegel highlighted Horford and Melton as notable Dubs targets in an article from last week, so perhaps it is only a matter of time before they put pen to paper. If Kuminga lands on another squad, he is a restricted free agent. Then the Warriors will have ample production and minutes to fill. Assuming the accomplished center and defensively minded guard do join Golden State like Stein expects, there is a distinct possibility they comprise 40% of the team's starting 5. The idea of acquiring 2 potentially important pieces in late July is hard to fathom, but maybe good things really do come to those who wait. If nothing else, fans might be able to appreciate the silhouette of a vision. What Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton can potentially do for Warriors. Despite everything Kevin Looney gave to the franchise, Al Horford would definitely be considered an upgrade. Even at 39 years old, the 5-time All-Star could offer a two-way impact during the 2025-26 campaign. He is remarkably adaptable and shot a respectable 36.3% from three-point range last season. Besides the valuable floor spacing and steady defense Horford can provide, he has started 189 playoff games and boasts a championship ring. Father Time is looking to catch Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green, all of whom are north of 35, but maybe Dunleavy finds it more beneficial to emphasize experience. While some of the younger players on the roster continue their development, this seasoned group can stabilize the Warriors. Although other guys must help shoulder the load during the regular season. Otherwise, the aging core could tire out or break down. DeAnthony Melton could possibly fill that role. The 27-year-old was tapped to be a viable contributor for the Dubs last season before suffering a season-ending ACL injury in November. A reunion could afford fans the opportunity to see what he is capable of over the length of an entire campaign. He averages 9.1 points on 36.9% shooting from distance in his 7-year NBA career. Above all else, however, Melton is a trustworthy defender. Neither of these free agents will obviously be able to compensate for an injury to Curry, Butler, or Green, but they can set the tone on a given night and serve as key components of a postseason team. Given the quiet summer fans have endured to this point, these hypothetical arrivals could be the best they can hope for right now. The Golden State Warriors could still look to reunite with multiple former players in free agency, most notably DeAnthony Melton, who's expected to sign with the franchise once Jonathan Kuminga's future is resolved. Seth Curry has also been linked to the Warriors, providing a reunion of sorts given he played with Santa Cruz in the G League over 10 years ago. But while Mike Dunleavy Jr. and the front office could look at both former guards, it's much less likely that they pursue a forgotten former big man. The Warriors are not expected to sign Chris Boucher in free agency. Chris Boucher remains one of the more intriguing big men left in free agency, with his combination of length, athleticism, shot blocking, and three-point shooting making him a solid rotation player for the Toronto Raptors over the past 5 years. Given their need for more size and shooting in the front court, it would make some sense for Golden State to have interest in Boucher. They got a first-hand look at his talents when he exploded for 3 triples and 18 fourth-quarter points during a game in January in which the Raptors beat the Warriors 104-101. However, it appears the front office isn't overly keen based on recent comments from insiders Tim Kawakami and Marcus Thompson too on the latest episode of the Warriors Plus podcast. I have heard no, but I think he would be an interesting player for them, Kawakami said of Boucher. Yeah, they never were big fans of him, which is weird because he was on their G League team, Thompson responded. Boucher won a championship with the Warriors in 2018, having been on a two-way contract with the franchise where he played 20 G League games and made one sole appearance that lasted a grand total of 80 seconds. The 6 feet 9 inches big man was also part of Toronto's championship-winning squad the following year, while also winning the G League MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. Since then, he's become a solid NBA reserve, including earning 6th Man of the Year votes in 2020-21, where he averaged 13.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks per game. Golden State are still expected to sign veteran center Al Horford, leaving a big man rotation of he, Quinton Post, and Tracy Jackson-Davis. Perhaps the Warriors don't think they need to add Boucher or another big man beyond that, though that could change if they part ways with Jonathan Kuminga and believe they need to inject more athleticism. The Golden State Warriors have been very quiet so far this offseason. As the team looks to figure out a way to win another championship with Stephen Curry leading the way, the team needs to bring in another piece, or two at least. Since the start of NBA free agency, Al Horford has been a name connected to the Warriors. He has yet to sign a deal with a new team. In recent years with the Boston Celtics, Horford has been a big part of the puzzle. He helped lead them to a championship 2 years ago and would bring a major center upgrade for Golden State. Of course, the Warriors have already lost veteran big man Kevin Looney. He left Golden State to sign a 2-year, $16 million contract with the New Orleans Pelicans. That has left them needing Horford even more than they did when free agency originally opened. With that being said, a major new update has been revealed about the 39-year-old center. According to a report from NBA reporter Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, the Warriors appear to have a verbal agreement in place with Horford. It sounds like he'll sign with a team at some point in the near future. Al Horford and Anthony Melton are widely expected to sign with the Warriors, sources said. Siegel wrote on X. A handful of teams at NBA Summer League stated Horford and Melton already have verbal agreements in place with Golden State. Jonathan Kuminga's situation is holding these deals up. Those details make a lot of sense. Kuminga, who is a restricted free agent, has been rumored in a lot of potential sign-and-trade deals. During the 2024-25 NBA season with the Celtics, Horford played in 60 games and made 42 starts. He averaged 9 points per game to go along with 6.2 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 0.9 blocks, while shooting 42.3% from the floor and 36.3% from three-point range. Even as he heads toward the end of his basketball career, Horford can still be a high-impact player. If Golden State can get him signed, he will have a legitimate chance to be the team's starting center. Expect to hear more news about the Warriors and Horford in the near future. Kuminga's situation still needs to be figured out, but this is all good news for Golden State on the Horford front.